Good morning. Hi everyone, Courtney's friends, humidity hackers. My name's Vanessa and I am a Saint artist on Courtney's team. And I just thought I'd hop on. Excuse me. I think that sometimes we think that there's only one way to put this makeup on, and I think we all do it a little bit different. So I'm gonna do my makeup. I kind of switch it up, but this is how I'm gonna do it today, and it may appeal to you in a different way, or it may be like, hey, that's what I would do, because we all just do it different. So I always start with my milk cream. I'm in Colorado. It's very dry here. So if you guys are in a super humid area, you may just do this at night and not have to do it again in the morning. But I will tell you that oily skin and moisturized skin are very different. So we still need moisture even if you're oily, because oily just kind of sits on top and the moisture goes down deep. Okay, so I put that on, and then I always put my milk conditioner on, and I probably should have done it the other way around because now I can't open my thing. Hang on a second. If you guys have any questions for me, I swiped away comments because it makes my thing dark, but I'll put them back. Hi, Michelle. I'm a friend of Courtney's. So this is our milk conditioner. This is the old packaging, but it's the same formula. It's so nice. It's not like chapstick. It actually penetrates. It doesn't just sit on your lips. Okay, anyway, I'm just always in the habit of like explaining everything away. So I'm going to, get with my makeup. If you guys have any questions, ask me, ask Courtney. We all help each other. So it's a great collaboration. This is my personal compact. You will see that it is well loved. There's a couple of things that are kind of getting to the edges. And if you don't know, these are cream. You can actually melt them down so that they're flat again and it's easier to get out. Here's my eye makeup, the colors that I wear a lot. I have a lot of colors, but I tend to always go back to the same ones. So I'm gonna start with my foundation. I'm gonna kind of dot it on, and then I'm gonna do my eyes while my foundation is warming up. So I'm gonna start with my buff brush. Now this is the new Saint packaging. It's the same shape and everything. This is the mascara, the classic brush. I love both of them. I have noticed that the new ones are a little bit fluffier, not quite as dense. So the denser the bristles, the more coverage you're gonna get. So remember that. This is probably one of the denser bristles. So I'm gonna use this one, and I'm gonna grab my main color. Right now I'm kind of in between, so I'm just mixing the two. That's the other thing that's amazing about this, is everything's intermixable. So you will always be able to adjust your color really easily. Just kind of dotting it everywhere. I'm avoiding where I'm going to put contour. You'll see. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that darker highlight, not the lighter one, but the darker one, and just dab it where I'm the darkest under my eyes. And if you guys hear beeping and my dog barking, there she goes. There's construction around us, so stop. So I apologize. Okay, now my brightening highlight is this one right here. I always like to recommend two. Courtney will probably do the same thing. Couple of reasons. Brightener just kind of gives you that extra little pop, but it's also great to have two colors that you can mix together. I always put some on the down my nose in the inside corner, and I flipped my brush. I don't know if you noticed that. Outside corner and on either side of my nose. And then right here, I'm a little bit hollow. So I'm gonna put a little bit there. So the lighter colors bring things forward and darker colors recede things. So now I'm just gonna use the same brush, and I'm gonna grab contour. So this is the small side of the buff brush, if you're curious. And this is why it's nice to melt them down, so I'm not digging around the edges. But I've got some on there, and I am gonna put it on my forehead. I like to say I'm making my 5 head a forehead. If you have a tiny little forehead, you won't need it up there. And then I put it kind of high on my cheekbones. So not under my cheekbones, but more on my cheekbones. I feel like it's a little bit more uplifting. And I almost never recommend going further than the corner of your eye. Now, it might be a little bit different on you depending the shape of your face. But for the most part, that's a good rule. And I think it's always better to err on the side of going a little bit higher than too low, because I don't want to look like I'm dragging down. And then I'm going to put a little bit on my jawline and down my neck. And then with the corner of the same brush, I'm going to get a little bit of this and I'm going to contour my nose. I never contoured before I found this makeup. And it has life-changing. I mean, that's a strong statement, but it really has changed the way that I do things and see things. And I realized that the contour just really adds dimension back into your face that we kind of lose when we just put one color of foundation on. I'm a little bulbous, so I always put a little bit extra over here. And if you want to go back into your brightening highlight, sometimes it's easier to put this on after. The skinnier this line is down the middle and the straighter, the more narrow and straight your nose will look too. So that's that. If I have anything left over, sometimes I'll put it under my lip like this, just to kind of create a little shadow. I'm going to swipe comments because I'm using the camera as my mirror. So that's all I do there. And then I start doing my eye makeup while this is like warming up. You don't have to do it this way. You can put it all on at once and then go from there. But I just find I like it when it sits there for a minute and warms up. So let's do our eye makeup. This is just a all over light fleshy tone color. I like to just say it's a color wash. I'm putting it all over. This makes eyeshadow that I'm going to put on top of it blend easier. Charlie! I think there's deer in our backyard. Even though there's construction in the front yard, it's kind of crazy. Okay, they're not scared of anything. I'm going to take this color right here, which I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called Bend and Snap. Nope, it's called GG. It's one of those colors though that works on everybody. I'm going to use my finger. I'm going to pat it on my lid. It has a little shimmer in it, and I noticed that when I put the shimmer on with my fingers, it just gets a little bit more intensity to it. So I like to do this part with my finger. And then I'm dabbing it just a little bit above my crease too. This is another reason why I like to do my eyes first before I blend my foundation, because see where I was like, oops, I went a little too far? It doesn't matter. I can clean it up. I can clean up my edges once I blend my foundation. And I'm not doing a super fast application today. Most of the time when I do my full face, it takes like from start to finish, like 7 minutes. I don't spend a ton of time, but I get everything done. And if I'm running errands or I don't really, need to do everything, I can do my makeup. I timed it once. It was like 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So it is possible. All right, this is just a dark matte brown. And because I have heavy eyelids, I put it in my crease, but then I just relax my eyes and I put a little bit just above. Because if I just put it in my crease, as soon as I open my eyes, it all disappears. So you'll feel me if you have heavier eyelids like I do. And I'm super sloppy. I just kind of dot it where I want it. And then I flip the brush over and I blend, blend, blend. This is the eyeshadow brush. It is so versatile. If you only can get one brush for your eyes, this is it. I think you can do just about everything. In fact, I'm even going to put my eyeliner on with this brush. So I'm just kind of swirling and swiping and getting that nicely blended. I'm almost done with my eyes. I'm going to grab one lighter color and I'll use my other brush. This one's called Mama. It's just a light pink. It has a tiny shimmer in it, not much. I'm just going to put that right there to brighten a little bit. And then go back to my eyeshadow brush, the darkest brown that I had, I'm going to use it as eyeliner. Now, I'm just doing a really soft line. If you want a nice eyeliner liner, you can use the line brush, and you can even dampen your eyeshadows so you can get a really crisp line. But I kind of like the softness. So I go almost all the way across the top, and I still like a little wing, so I come out a little bit. And then on the bottom, I recommend not going more than halfway because it can really close your eyes in. This is just my personal preference, but I also think that it's a much softer look, and you still get the feeling of your eyes being lined. It's just a softer line. So that's it for my eyeliner. And you can actually use the same brush for your brows. I'll do that at the end though, after I blend my foundation. So my eyeshadow is done. I'll do my mascara last. I need mascara though, because my eyelashes are really light. So see this part where I kind of was like, oops, went out a little on the line there? Doesn't matter. I'm gonna grab my buff brush again. The bigger side, I'm just gonna blend. I'm gonna blend my light color first of my foundation. Ours are called highlights. And I'm just kind of stippling it in, pushing it in. Sometimes I'll do little swirls. But just kind of get that in. Nice and blended. And it blends super easy because it's cream. It's already started to warm up. And they just all blend together really nicely. And sometimes this is a tight area right here in the inside corner, so I'll just dab it with my finger like that. But see how nice I cleaned up that eyeshadow right there? And then you can use the same side, or you can flip it, or if you're gonna use some bronzer, which I always love to use my bronzer, I'm gonna use my blush and bronzer brush, and my fluffier side, I'm gonna dab into my bronzer. And I'm gonna actually put some just above, on top of where I put that contour, and I'm gonna blend it all together. Blend your contour really nice into your hairline so there's no stop and start. And if you have any sparkles that you're hiding, or if you have a weak spot in your hairline, contour is really great for camouflaging that. I think most people have a weak spot here, but you can really camouflage that. And then don't forget your neck and your jaw and your nose contour. Okay, so all that's done. And then let's throw some cheek color on. So I've been putting my cheek color a little bit higher than normal, or higher than I normally did. And then you can use this on your lips. I'm going to blend it with the same brush. And I save covering any blemishes or like extra distractions until the very end. And I'll show you a little trick. If you take some of your highlight color and you just barely dab it, but then you kind of pop it right there under your cheekbone, it just gives it an extra little pop. And then if you've got any blemishes to cover, I have this brush called the Multitasker. Actually, I might use this one for my eyebrows because I like it better, but there's a small side on it. And I always grab my darker of my highlights, and darker because I'm covering a dark spot. This is an old chickenpox scar, and I always kind of scratch at it, so I made it really red this morning. And then just if you need any extra little attention anywhere, I'm going to put just a little bit extra right there. Go lightly around your eyes though, because the more makeup that you put there, the cakier it's going to look. And that's with anything, just because it's the most delicate skin and you move that part of your face the most, so it's going to catch the catch any little fine lines. All right, so I think that's good. I'm just going to pat this gently. So I only put it exactly where it was red, and I'm just going to pat it until it kind of disappears. Now you can set with a little bit of powder if you want. I'm just going to use my same buff brush because I can. And this is our Vanilla Dust setting powder. I'm going to do this around my eyes, around my nose, and definitely where I covered that extra blemish down there. I'll just do kind of the T-zone. Okay, so I've got all that done. Let's do my eyebrows real quick. I'm going to use the bigger side of that multitasker. Same dark brown. Our eyeshadows are great for eyebrows and eyeliner also, so don't forget that. I think eyebrows are really important. I always start at the arch because that's where it's the weakest. It's thinner there. So I always start there, and then I kind of flick it up here. If you want to use the line brush, this is what this is really made for. You can totally do it with this brush. But listen, you don't have to have all the brushes to get this result. Though I think once you get a couple of the brushes, you'll be hooked because they are the best brushes I've ever used. But, I mean, you can get away with like the multitasker, the buff brush, and the eyeshadow everything. Or the multitasker, the blush and bronzer, and the eyeshadow everything. You can do everything with those. So, don't forget your eyebrows though. They're really important. Look at how it just kind of framed everything. And I don't even have my mascara on yet. So what's one? Oh, illuminator. We have cream illuminators. We have powder illuminators. Cream illuminators are a little bit more natural looking. Hi, Carly. Hi, Tamara. I'm going to use some rose gold top of my cheekbone, but I kind of stay away from crow's feet because I don't want them to get in there. A little bit down my nose, a little bit above my brow. Oh, I know what I was going to show you. And then I really have to get going. That lighter brightening highlight, if you want to give your brows a little bit of a pop, I'm going to take that multitasker brush again and your lightest foundation color. Going to dab into it. And you can just draw a really tiny line right under your brow. Blend it with your finger. I probably should have done this before I filled in my brows, but it doesn't matter. Because you can't really mess this stuff up. So I'm going to just do that. Kind of makes it pop a little bit. And if you do this above your eyebrow, it'll give you a little bit of an eyebrow lift. So I'm just going to draw that like that so you can see it. And then I'm just going to blend it really lightly. And look, it just kind of gives like an extra little lift. It's kind of neat. So just an extra trick. If you want to spend, 15 more seconds. Kind of nice. All right, let's do my eyelashes and then I will be done and off. I was trying to like add people or share people. It's kind of, Facebook Live has some great features and then some of it I just don't get. If you have any questions about any of this though, reach out to your artist. She can help you. She can set you up with everything. And you will be in great hands. Oh, I'm dropping my mascara. All right, well, good thing I have a whole drawer of mascaras. There we go. So I hope you guys have a beautiful day wherever you are. The sun is shining in Colorado, so yay. In fact, I don't see any clouds today. We had quite a bit of snow the past couple of days. but the sun is never gone for too long in Colorado. Thank goodness. All right. Hey, and by the way, if you guys think that this is something that looks fun to you, to be an artist, talk to the person that the page you're on, or talk to your artist, because we have so much fun. But you know what else? We actually make some extra money, and we get free makeup. So it's kind of a it's a job, but it's a fun job. It's the best job that I've ever had, and I love all the people that I've met and all of our teammates. It's just a good place to be. It's a good, positive environment, and we're all supportive of each other. So that's it. I'm done. Here's my makeup. I'm going to get up close so you guys can see, so I can also make sure I blended really well. It looks pretty good. You can use setting spray. If you're in a humid climate, you might want setting spray. Actually, it does help a lot. But that's it. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thanks for watching.